I recall the night like a frozen frame. The chilly metal seats at the station pressed under me, the flickering bulbs buzzing overhead, and my face ghosted in the glass as the loudspeaker pierced the air. Train service cancelled. Not delayed. Cancelled. My phone vibrated a moment later. A group chat image. My wife and her sisters, laughing. One of them even typed, "Oops, guess you're stuck. Don't be mad. It's just a joke." A joke. I sat there in the void, the final passengers dragging their bags toward taxis. My jaw tightened so hard it felt like my teeth might split. They assumed I'd forgive because that was my pattern. Smile, shrug, cover the bills. But that night I didn't return furious. I went home silent. And silence in my hands is not weakness, it's planning. I wasn't always like this. Once I was a man who gave too much. My wife knew it. Her sisters knew it as well. When her father lost work, I cleared his debts. When her younger sister wanted to find herself, I funded her trips. When her mother needed surgery, my savings emptied without hesitation. I told myself this was family. That's what family does. But family doesn't mock your humiliation. Family doesn't make your fatigue a joke. That night, scrolling through their messages and screenshots of me stranded with mocking emojis multiplying, something inside me hardened. The man they knew, the one who gave without end, was buried. The plan didn't arise from rage. Anger is messy. This was carved with calculation. First I examined bank accounts, joint expenses, subscriptions, car payments, credit cards tied to my name, every strand of dependence they'd woven. Then I began cutting ties quietly. The joint card was cancelled. Automatic transfers to her sister's accounts ceased. The rainy day fund they always relied on was moved to a separate account they couldn't access. I told no one. I played the exhausted but forgiving husband. I kissed her goodnight, smiled at family dinners, let them laugh while they still assumed I was their safety net. Each day I honed my silence. The first ripple came 2 weeks later when her youngest sister called during dinner, frantic. My card was declined at the bookstore. "Can you check?" she asked. I kept my fork steady. I didn't look up. My wife fumbled for excuses, muttering about bank errors. I chewed and watched her panic bloom. The second ripple hit harder. Her father's loan payment bounced. The bank called my wife. Her face drained when the word default echoed. I poured a glass of water slowly, deliberate, like a man watching dominoes fall. Then came the third, her mother's medical bills, letters stacking at the door, red ink screaming overdue. Each time they looked at me expecting the old me, the savior, the provider. Each time I offered nothing but silence. The breaking point came on a stormy night. The house smelled of damp walls and frayed nerves. My wife cornered me in the kitchen, her voice trembling. "Why aren't you helping? They need you." I finally met her eyes, calm and controlled. "Do they? Or do they just need my money?" She opened her mouth but no words came. For the first time she had no script, no laughter, no shield of sisters, only silence. Silence in my hands is contagious. The fallout was swift. Her sisters stopped calling, not by choice but from shame. Their apartments grew colder when rent went unpaid. Their friends stopped dropping by when free meals ended. Their laughter, once loud, dried to whispers of blame. My wife tried to mend things, to patch holes with borrowed tape, but the truth was clear. They'd built their lives on the foundation of my generosity, and I'd quietly pulled the ground from beneath them. The silence that followed was more satisfying than any shouting match, and louder than any apology. I don't regret it, not because I relish their struggle, but because I finally chose myself. I gave until I was hollow. They mocked the last ounce of me they could take, so I gave them nothing. Now when I walk through the house I hear no laughter, no careless sister chatter on speakerphone, no requests, no demands, no mocking pranks, only silence. And silence, I've learned, is the purest form of respect. They thought they'd pulled a harmless prank. But the truth is, I don't play games, I end them. In that quiet aftermath, I rebuilt myself slowly, piece by deliberate piece, learning boundaries are a form of love, and self-respect the only currency no one else can spend. I moved on steadily. And when the game ends, the silence speaks louder than revenge.